Hi, friends. Hello, hello.
How are you?
Hi, this is Marina Shepelsky, immigration attorney, and my good friend and psychiatric nurse practitioner expert, Ina Revutsky, our companion and partner in many immigration cases, who works with us in creating assessments that confirm your psych trauma and helps your VAWA, your asylum, your U visa, T visa, and every other humanitarian type of case. Ina, say hello to our audience, please.
Hello, friends. How are you? I hope everybody's enjoying Friday. It's a long weekend in the United States. Everybody's getting ready, but Marina and I decided to have this live to give you some information about how I could be of assistance to our lovely clients who are applying for political asylum here in the United States.
Today, we want to focus on discussing how a psychiatric expert can help you win asylum. I know we do many other cases, of course, and Ina does a lot of our VAWA assessments, but today let's discuss asylum. Now, if you are asking for asylum, that means you're afraid to return to your home country. And in that question, the word afraid is the key word, and fear is an emotion, it's a mental state, and you need a mental expert to confirm. And here is the mental expert here. We work with Ina in her office because she has a great proven record of writing solid reports. USCIS loves these reports. Judges love these reports. Trial attorneys for the government love these reports because I honestly believe in my heart that people want to help you. They want you to win asylum, but they're doing their job. They want you to hit all the check marks on the checklist of the things that you need to prove to win asylum. The judge wants to keep her job, the trial attorney wants to keep your job, and you need Ina's job to help you win. And we have a comment here from Kwaku Anani. He says, hello, Super Lawyer Marina, watching from Kentucky. Love your shows. Bless you and your team. Thank you so much. So tell us, all of us, Ina, I'd love to hear this as well, some of your background and how you work on helping people win asylum.
So I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I am different from a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor. I am a nurse practitioner. It's a higher level nurse who is educated in a master's prepared program. I am able to prescribe medications. I work independently. In some states, I need to be under a medical doctor, but in most states, I'm able to prescribe medications. Now, in this capacity, I do psychiatric evaluations on specifically immigration cases. As Marina said, I'm able to do all types of psychiatric evaluations, and I don't have to be licensed in all 50 states because these are federal cases. Now, the way I do my assessments, I review your story, I do a psychiatric assessment, and very frequently, I will make medication recommendations if it fits the case. And to take it one step further, I send patients out to a local behavioral health provider to obtain a prescription if it's needed, which also often helps the cases. You know, in our cases where clients were raped, tortured, kidnapped. People have a lot of not only psychological problems, but physiological problems because often emotional trauma lives on a physical level. So if I pick that up during the intake, I refer people out to a specific provider who then also sends their report to Marina or an attorney, and that all helps you strengthen the case.
So,
So,
to summarize, you write a report as an expert in mental state and mental health, confirming the truth, supporting the truth of what the person says happened to them and how it made them feel. And it shows the humanitarian need to give this person asylum. Because sometimes they'll ask you in court, they'll ask you in an interview, Why do you deserve this? How are you different from others who are applying? And with Dr. Ina's report, you have proof that you are a humanitarian need type of a client, a case, that you indeed have trauma, that it's true what you're saying, that you experience the kind of pain from the persecution that you experience that makes you deserving of the status of an asylee or refugee, sometimes people call it. And we have questions from Joseph, who watches me here regularly. Can somebody call in? No, this is online, but you can write a comment and we will answer. Good morning again from Joseph. Limber says, hello, Marina, sending blessings to you and your team from Florida. I'm going to be in Florida tonight, so maybe I'll see you there, sir. Viraj says, ma'am, hope you're good. How are you, dear? And people who watch me on the regular are watching and hopefully learning something about how Ina's work can help you win asylum. We usually ask for Ina's help, and she has her own practice, not related to ours. She has her own business, and she works with other lawyers. When we need more proof for a case, for asylum, for VAWA, but today's show is about asylum. So I want to talk about the elements that you need to show in your report. So what are some things that you talk about in your report that really work for courts and USCIS?
Great question. The format of the report, it comes in all the time. So we begin our assessment by gathering your chief complaint. What are you complaining about? If I was to take your emotional temperature, where are you at on the spectrum? Are you anxious? Are you depressed? Do you have panic? Are you not able to sleep? People give me their chief complaint, and we begin the conversation of relating the chief complaint to the presentation, to the story of their immigration case. So if someone was oppressed, if someone was chased, if someone was thrown in jail because of their political views, or because of their political situation, we relate your immigration story to an emotional presentation, to a trauma presentation that you are dealing with, that will have you kind of get terrified if you were to be sent back.
So this is very important for cases where either you don't have any proof. Sometimes we have people who come here, they just escaped and they don't have much proof of what happened to them. I usually send them for a physical evaluation. For example, people from Africa often have claims based on female genital mutilation, FGM, different countries. We send them to a physical expert, a doctor, a medical doctor. But we also send them to a psychiatric evaluation expert like Ina to talk about the trauma, the consequences that this woman has, either from being raised in an environment of being afraid her whole life of this, or having had this and what it did to her mentally, and so on. So this is a very important crutch for you to lean on for your asylum case. And just like, when you go to the doctor and something hurts that may be embarrassing, that you wouldn't tell your friends or even your lawyer, somebody like Ina, who knows how to talk to people and get the most deep, things out, she can flesh out your story, give more credibility to it, give more person reading it will feel bad for you, right? Because she'll get more out of you than I can as your attorney. And that's very important. And the courts look at this as, just like you can bring a doctor to court to talk about somebody's, injuries, you can also bring a psychiatrist to court to talk about your psychological injuries. And that's very important. How can they reach you? If somebody wants to have a report, even if they don't work with us, and if you work with another lawyer, Ina can help you too. How can they reach you?
The quickest and easiest way is to go to my website, which is www.nursingthemind.com, and fill out the contact form, and we always call back, we always email back, we can answer some simple questions. So that's really the quickest way, is through the website, through the contact form on the website.
And the people ask me this all the time, so I'm just going to ask you: does insurance pay for this? Medical insurance?
Unfortunately, medical insurance does not cover psychiatric evaluations because this is considered a forensic evaluation. They will cover medications if I was to refer out to a doctor to prescribe a specific medication for panic or anxiety or depression. But for me to write a report, insurances don't cover it. So usually it's an out-of-pocket expense.
There's some stigma involved. People are afraid of going to a psychologist or psychiatrist sometimes. They think it's embarrassing. They think that it makes you look crazy. It makes you look unbalanced. It makes you look like you're not in control of your life. What do you say to people like that, even?
I say that this is part of your immigration case. And to strengthen your case, you need to have as much as possible. And this is evidence that supports your case. And this is private information between your doctor and you, which is myself and you. And this is not published. So in other countries, I know, like in Russia, for example, if someone, let's say their sexual orientation, their HIV status, like that's public information. In the United States, it's not. So whatever you discuss with me is written in the report. It's reviewed by your attorney. It's reviewed by the court proceedings people, and it's not published information. But it can help you in your immigration case. So you should not be afraid to speak to a medical provider who is on your side. I'm part of the legal team. I'm part of your team, and my team and I, we help you win your case by verbalizing your story, by sometimes also verbalizing discrepancies in your story. Like I had a case, I just wanted to share this with you, friends. I had a case a few weeks ago where an attorney wanted me to do an assessment on a woman who was raped. And not only did she withhold this very heavy information from the man that she married, her husband, she also withheld this information when she was entering the United States. She didn't fill out about her rape. So the attorney wanted me to expand on that. And I had to go and explain that often rape victims or people who are subjected to trauma feel so embarrassed and ashamed and guilty that they kind of don't want to talk about it. So I don't know if it's something that makes sense to you, but if you have any kind of discrepancies that you need to expand on, reaching out to a medical provider can actually help you on your case.
So you don't share these reports with anybody, like police or the home country, right?
No, absolutely not.
Because a lot of people who come from other countries are used to a lot of medical records, as you mentioned, and stuff being shared with their government. So they often worry that the word might get back to their country. And I just want you to say again that you do not share this information with anybody but the attorney and the judge.
Yeah, this information is private. It's not shared.
Right. And we don't publish this anywhere. We don't send this anywhere. And even like in our office and in Iana's office, the information we send is usually through the portal. It's completely private. It doesn't go online, and it's not going to be shared with anyone. So you don't have to worry. It's fully confidential. This is like a weird question. Not weird. This is a common question, but let's address this. Andrew Lopez wants to know how much the doctor charges. And I know that there's no one answer to this, so I'm sure.
I have a flat fee of $2,000 for a political asylum case. As I mentioned in my past videos with you, this is not written off of a template. It's actually a big chunk of work not only to do an assessment, which is about an hour, but also to understand the angle that an attorney is going to take in winning your case, being involved and being part of the legal team. So it's a lot of hours that are spent behind the scenes.
I have seen you work on reports for days and days. We had a case recently where Ina sent us one version, then the client read it, said, well, let's discuss this more. I asked her to change something. Sometimes for 2 weeks, we go back and forth to make it just perfect, these reports. So it takes many, many, many hours of work to repeat your story, to diagnose you, to show how you deserve to get asylum. And the judges listen to this. So it has to be perfect. It has to be right. So thank you so much, for your time and sharing your expertise. If you're watching this live, thank you so much. And thank you for your comments. If you're watching this in recording, our contacts are on the bottom of the screen. And just Google nursingthemind.com or doctor's name, Ina Revutsky, Revutsky.
Thank
You want
you.
to say something in closing, Ina?
I want to say something that really inspired me this morning. I received a story from one of Marina's referrals, and something really deeply touched me about this gentleman. He wrote that he's been dreaming about coming to the United States since he was a child, and he finally stepped foot in the US when he was in his 20s. And this is not a political asylum case. This was a VAWA case. And it really touched me so deeply because Marina and I work in making some of our clients' dreams come true. People dream of coming to the United States, of being legal here, of using everything that this country has to offer. And that really moves me. This is what gets me working late into the night on people's cases, because I'm not just writing a report. I'm not just talking to a client, and I'm not just looking at creating a story off of a template. This is a very individualized process, and I take it very seriously and close to my heart. I really want to make sure that your story is heard, not only by people that write it and by me who proofs it, but also by the judges and by the the attorneys who are representing you and the oppositional attorneys who want to review your case. So this is really like my life calling. This is not just writing a prescription, sending you off, or writing a report. So please know that when I speak to you, you have my undivided attention. Your report is part of my heart, and when it's finished, it is 100% approved by my own standards.
Yeah, this is very important. We are immigrants ourselves. We also came here because our families dreamed of a better life. And this is why we do what we do. And we only work with the best. And other than Ina, we have a couple of more people that we work with. I get emails daily from psychiatric and psychological experts who want to work with us. And we don't, because we like to work with the best in the field. And I feel like Ina is the best. And that's why we like to associate our reputation with her reports and her work. So I hope that you will think about this and finally make that decision to file for asylum, even if you've been here more than 1 year. A lot of things in this world are changing right now. A lot of things are happening. And there's a lot of cases where it's a change of country conditions. And you definitely will need a psych report and evaluation to win that case. I hope you have a great long weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.